That looks like an expensive camera that you have there. And yes, photography can be expensive, but how much? Today, the camera cost comparison. Hello everyone, my name is Alex Silva, and today I'd like to talk to you about the cost, or the cost of photography. And specifically, I'd like to make a comparison, or a cost comparison between many different systems. If you have read this blog before, or for some time now, you know that I already did this before, back in 2016, and my logic back then was that I used to shoot Canon, but I was already considering a switch to Fujifilm. But I wanted to take a look at how much will that cost me. And many people have done that. I already did the comparison, but I wanted to give you an update, both in the form of video, which I didn't have before, and I wanted to explain some of the rules for this comparison. Anyway, the basis for this comparison is that I'm going to make a few assumptions. Not everybody switches from one system to another, and if you were a novice, you probably can switch from one system to another if you only have one camera body and one lens, and it's way easier. But what about a more experienced photographer who's already getting paid for his work? That is the first constraint of this comparison. Let's talk about an experienced photographer who is already getting paid, who already shoots with a high-end camera body, but not the flagship models. This person already uses this camera with a battery grip, of course, uses an extra battery, and he's probably using some common coveted lenses. Let's talk about the 24-70 f2.8, the 70-200 f2.8, the 50mm 1.4, or something equivalent to it. This person also has a small camera body with a kit lens, but not any camera body. It should be from the same system of the main camera body, because at some point, even though this camera is used for, let's say, traveling and things like that, it may be used as a second camera in the event of an event or something. This small camera body it has the kit lens, but also has a fixed lens with something equivalent to 40mm or something like that. And this person also has two flashes with a guide number of 44 meters at ISO 100 and 100mm. So we now have the specifics of the gear that we're going to compare from many different cameras. I'm going to describe below the specifics from each camera system that I compared, and I wanted to mention that this comparison is from 4 main manufacturers: Canon, Nikon, Sony, and Fujifilm. If you'd like me to add another one, just let me know, and I'll make my best effort to keep this updated. But anyway, if you take a look at the table that is included in the blog post, or that I'm going to insert here, you can see that the most expensive system is Sony, and the least expensive system is Fujifilm. However, all these assumptions also considered everything from the same brand. Of course, you can make a way less expensive system using third-party lenses or flashes and let's say batteries or grips, but I'm considering everything from the same manufacturer, There are quite a few reasons for this. We're talking about an experienced photographer who is getting paid for their shoots. That's why, for example, when it comes to the flashes, this person is not going to use any cheap knockoff with the risk of them failing. That's why when considering that this person is buying from the same brand of the camera or something similar. Of course, we can play with the numbers quite a bit, and if you would like to do so, I would love to hear your opinions about it. But in any case, in this particular comparison, yeah, the most expensive was Sony. Even though it's a great system, their lenses in particular seem to be quite expensive. They're great, don't get me wrong, but they seem to be quite expensive. And on the other hand, Fujifilm seems to be really affordable. I'm not saying it's cheap, because it's still quite a bit of money. However, you're not building your system in one weekend. You usually build your system over time, so yeah, it is more affordable. So in any case, I'd love to hear your opinions. I'd like to hear them, and I'd like to understand what do you think of this comparison. Do you agree with it, or what would you suggest in order for me to make it more usable for you? In any case, if you'd like to add something to the conversation, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, of course, like it. And if you'd like to view more of these videos, subscribe to the channel. Or if you prefer to read the blogs, yeah, you can subscribe to the weekly newsletter. And in the meantime, keep reading, keep learning, and of course, keep learning and keep shooting.